All right, it's day 2 with the composition. Yesterday we spent about an hour and a half on it roughly, and we got this far. So first thing I want to do is to review the composition so that we can just jot down things that we need to fix up and then move on with the composition process. So day 2. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to listen through where we got to by the end of yesterday so that we know where to head today. Review plus edits. All right, so let's have a listen through the work. I'll turn on the play panel. Just one thing that I discovered afterwards is, as I always recommend, it's worth saving lots of copies so that you've got copies of backups. Okay, there's 3 different save and there's 4 different ones. Save selection is a good one if you want to just do little screen grabs. If you've got like 4 bars that you want to show a friend, you can go save selection, select 4 bars, send to a friend. They can work out how to fix it up for you and whatnot. But save a copy means you keep editing on this one, which, you know, for me is titled draft from day 1. But if you save a copy, you can then title it to starting point, and it saves a copy for there, but you keep working on this document. Save as means you start working on the new document that you've just saved. So that's the main difference. Make sure you do lots and lots of backups. Okay, well, let's have a listen to this once we fire up the play panel. I'll just pop it here. Got a bit of space there. Okay. Also worth looking at the bar count so that you can edit well. Okay, 7 bass note. Further develop intro idea with melody. Okay, bar 11, need tempo marking. Okay, that section is so underdeveloped, super underdeveloped. Let's move on. Okay, I'm actually okay with the piece finishing at this point. I think if it's a 2-minute composition, this might well be an alright ending. Might be alright. So, I'm going to add some, change some of these things first before we continue with the composition process. I wonder if there's more clarity by putting slurs. No, I think the word legato will do. Okay. We need an opening dynamic, of course. So when we're editing, you want to start putting these things in, because it's always, in my opinion, if you leave it all to the end, you're going to miss out on certain considerations during the process. Because right now, I'm already thinking about dynamics. It's something that you must be bothered to do now, instead of leaving it all to the end when maybe you're not in the right mindset to put dynamics in because you're panicking about something else, about other errors that you need to fix up. So I would say if you've got time, put dynamics, put expressive techniques, make each section as good as it can during the process, not only at the end. Really important. So we're gonna do that. I haven't started my timer yet. Yeah, hopefully we'll finish before 8 o'clock with our timer rolling. Let's add some dynamics. This is tranquil. I'm going to start with a P. Now, often if you want to make it inventive, you might want to use dynamics in a slightly, I suppose, in a way which shows your compositional uniqueness. So, for example, what sounds good is, making it louder when it gets higher, making it softer when it's quieter. But if you want to really direct your piece, you might want to be more nuanced than just doing what is normal. It might make your composition sound more original. So, having said that, it might actually dip. Let's try. I mean, this is not what you would expect, but it makes the piece a bit more original. It's kind of like we expect it to rise, ebb and flow, but what I'm saying to the performers here is I want it to start and just fade out each time. So the first note becomes the loudest in each phrase. I might change that to an MP then. Okay, MuseScore doesn't really do it justice, but let's see if we can do it a bit more. Okay, well, let's try that. If we've got one getting softer here, perhaps we want to get this one to grow. Oops, I should only select the top because I only want it in the middle. As a piano player, when it's in the middle, you kind of assume it's for both hands, so that there's not too many symbols on the page. Alright, let's try it this way. So I've just gotten softer, let's grow into there. Okay, so there's a bit of ebb and flow I'm adding into the music. Alright, section 1, adding ebb and flow with dynamics. I want to do a bit more than that. The issue with the piano is it is, in some respects a percussive instrument where once you play a note, it only fades out. So in this part, it's going to be really hard. It's going to be impossible to crank it up to make it sound louder unless there's another layer of sound. I might add some sort of tremolo figure at the bottom just so that we can sustain the crescendo in this bit. We're thinking about how practical some of these things are. So this is easy, it's fading out, but we want to add more texture here to boost the dynamics there. Okay, so maybe what we need to do is add a second layer. It's 3/4, so crotchet, rest. Let's add this note here. Okay. I want to start introducing this idea here, some grace notes. I reckon that might work. Let's try that. Alright, sorry, the recording cut off again. Bit of a mess today, but let's keep going. We were up to here. Okay, so so we want to add some grace notes. Here it is. Let's try this. Cut. Chop it here. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's right. So we might try doing a descending scale down the grace notes. Whoops. Oh dear. Okay, something like that. and then we'll add some grace notes to this note as well. 5, there we go. I'll click and drag so it's not as annoying for you guys hearing every semitone. Let's try this idea. Okay, I wonder if I can shift this before the bar line. I reckon this idea kind of works. And once again, with comps, it's not about getting something perfect. It's about getting the big picture ready and demonstrating some unique ideas. So even if this is not exactly what I want in my mind, and it's not, it still demonstrates the understanding that when you do a crescendo, you want to layer on a bit more texture. So I think based on that, in terms of putting out a work, a composition which works, something like this will do. It's not the best, but it will do. So I can imagine it. It's a little bit muddy. Remember that this is about the peaceful lake currently, and some of these notes do sound a bit muddy, so I'm going to change that up. But I think the idea of doing some Florio notes could work. Let's just undo that. Oh, before we undo it, we will take a screen grab and chuck it in our diary to say we've tried this but it doesn't work, because that's so important. Tried this figure but sounded too muddy. Cool, so now we delete it. Make sure you don't waste any of your efforts by deleting it without documenting it. It's so important. Okay, oh gee, I'm just going to use the undo. Alright, so next thing I'm going to try is possibly sneaking in some of these ideas. It might sound a bit muddy as well though. What other ideas can we sneak in? There goes my phone. It's always good to look for ideas that can be developed instead of reinventing the ideas. In a 2-minute comp, you don't need to have hundreds of ideas. Get a few, develop them. It will look and sound more sophisticated. If you've got fragments, you pulled from the second section into the first and vice versa. It just shows that you, as a composer, are being resourceful with your ideas. And as a listener, when you've introduced something in section 1, it makes it sound more cohesive if it's developed in section 2 and so on. So maybe we'll do a block chord idea just to add, a little bit of just texture into this section. Let's try that. I do like going into G though. Possibly it's a 5th idea. Ooh, that sounds a bit tribal. Maybe it's the approach. A roll. Roll. Boom. Okay, maybe a roll. Yeah, I'm not sure. Really not sure. Let's go with a roll for now. So what did I want? I want a tremolo on yeah, it's gonna sound bad. Let's draw it in. Oh, that's an idea. Okay, this is not working as well as I thought. Let's try that. G, G, down, D, up, G, and then now let's go down to a D here. Okay, well that's an interesting idea. I just figured that this idea sounds a bit like this, so maybe that's what we do. Yeah, this is much more open because it's not as congested as the Scalic runs. This is a, you know, run on fourths and fifths. Undo, undo, undo. Let's bring that figure back. There we go. Okay, cool. So what we wanted to do is this one goes up to D. Let's add one more grace note in there. Oh dear. There's our little tremolo. Let's see if that works. Okay, that's still in range. That's surprising. Ooh, and then we can drop the octave. There we go. That's the lowest note on the range. That's a D. That's a C. That's cool. That's cool. I like that. So you can see the idea's kind of developing. Let's chuck a slur in there to make it look pretty. These slurs are a bit of a pain. Sorry, musical. There we go. Okay. How's that? Let's have a listen to this idea. So it's developed a bit. That's kind of pretty. Okay, I want to develop this fraction. Needs a bit. I'm kind of happy with that. Fade out. This one we need to increase the texture as well, so possibly something similar. And it needs to modulate into F. So I reckon the last bar of this section, and we'll just insert a few bars so that we've got space to work. Last bar, I would say, if we're going to add some chords, is it needs to be a C7 of some sort. Yeah, C7 there, heading into an F minor. Okay, so this is about the fire darting, isn't it? We've got the tranquil lake, we've got the fire darting, so something needs to happen, maybe an ignition. Okay, maybe an ignition. Lightning? A lightning idea could be a transition. I'm not sure. This is complicated. Now I'm interested in this figure, this section. I want to work on this today. Okay, dynamics. Poco, I suppose. Okay. Now, if you want to change the text, we go to Inspector, and there's this big menu which comes up. Oops, I'll go here. And you can change the text here. So text line call, you can say Poco up, Poco crescendo. And then Pogo crescendo. There we go. Okay. So in MuseScore, things are pretty malleable. You can change things around. Of course, I need to start with a piano. There we go. That'll do for now. Okay, I want to add a bit more flicker in the fire. So it's a pinky, isn't it? No, that's a bit high. Okay. Since I had the Grace Note menu open, I was thinking of doing some of these. Oh, that was late. I think I need an this one's an arpeggiatura. That's an arpeggiatura. That's one I want. Yeah, I like that. That's so cool. Whoops. Oh, this is going to be a pain to edit. Must be a shortcut for that. I'm just going to see if this idea works. Okay. Yeah, I kind of like that. That gives it a bit of flicker. It's going to be really hard to play though. Yeah, should be right. Okay. I wonder if I can do a copy and paste job later on. Let's fix up the first bar so that copies are going to be a bit easier. Okay, save that and let's move on. Let's have a listen. I like it. I like it. It sounds cool. Okay. Let's continue then. Let's keep it up. E natural, I think. Yeah. A F sharp. Should I just leave it as semitones, perhaps? Adds a bit more fieriness to it. Let's go G, D sharp. Hey, where are you, D sharp? There we go. So the reason why it's not an E flat is this note, it's kind of in a C major bar-ish, which is the dominant of F minor, and this is like a neighboring note to, or an auxiliary note, whatever you want to call it. It's a note which leads to the top one. So the context of it is not in E flat territory. The context is not in C minor or F minor in this bit. Yeah, I like that. So that's why these are sharps. I wonder if this should be an E natural then. Yeah, I think I want to work with the semitones. Gives it a bit more furriness when it's slightly dissonant. This one's fine. It's kind of peaceful in the key. Ooh, and then it develops here. Like it. This is cute. Over here. Okay. Maybe I'll do 2 drops. No, 1 drop is enough for now. Okay. Ooh, that's too much. Okay. I don't know where to head with this. Let's add a few more bars. minutes. Insert to bar. Okay. So we're going to copy this section and chuck it here. Okay. I want it to descend and disintegrate quicker. So over here, instead of, I reckon I'll drop down an octave right away. Whoops, just this note. Yeah, let's try this. Oh, that's going to be heck difficult to play. And I still got to fix this up. What bar is this? This is bar 24. Let's write that down. So bar 24, left hand slur beaming. Gotta fix that up. This is just a little list for me down the track. Okay. Down an octave. Oops. That's gonna be fun to jump. You've got like the left hand at the bottom and straight to the top, because these the octaves are played on the left, unless it's possible. I'm just wondering whether it's possible to play this figure just all on the right hand. I think we will, to add an extra layer. It might get too hard to play though. Yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure at all. Now, let's hide that. Okay, I need to put a bit more thought into this section, I think. So this is a big problem I need to solve. I don't want to tackle this. This is too much for my head for now. So let's move on to the last section. Tie that. These are in octaves. Wait. Fifths. It kind of works. And we'll chuck it. Nope. Okay. And I'm happy to end the piece right there. Okay, tempo marking. Grave. Remorsefully. Anguished. Does sound a bit anguished. Whoa. It just changed my tempo. I don't want that. I just want a word. Okay. That's the annoying thing about MuseScore. I'm just complaining about MuseScore a lot. Let's stick with Moderato. We'll see. Free serif 12 bold. Okay. So what I need to do is add text. Pretty sure it's system text, and call it anguished. And free serif 12 bold. There we go. This part looks messy. Where are we? Oops. This looks bad. I don't like it. Don't like the double tap either. Let's slow that. I think this should be a appoggiatura, an accacciatura. Doesn't matter. That looks better. Yeah, I'm just going to change this because these notes, I don't think it matters too much. I think it's just the playback which is uneven. We're going to do a real recording of it, of course. Just simplifying the notation. Okay, so last one, I wanted to stick in a grave or something. Niente, fade out, morendo, which means dying away. Morendo, dim el, is it el niente? I think it's morendo dim el niente. Softer until silent. Pretty sure that's a thing. I'm just going to search it up. Sometimes I'm just making up Italian without knowing what it means. El niente. Dim el niente, that is a thing. Dal niente. Al niente or dal niente? From nothing. Ah, right. Learned something new. Niente. Oh, that's cute. That's really cool. So I want a dim al niente, but that is actually a thing as well. Dal niente. Never knew that. So let's add that. Morendo dim al niente is cool. Okay, love the last section. I think the last section is pretty good. Dynamics, of course. So I'm kind of happy that you know, we've mostly sorted out the coda, mostly sorted out the intro. The middle is still a mess, but we will get there. I think that's the next thing we'll tackle. I don't want to venture there just yet. It's a bit of a headache, so I want to avoid it and head to it a bit later. Okay. This rest doesn't belong here. Imagine the piano player cutting off the two hands separately. That doesn't work. So, how are we going to fix that up? The hard thing is, I don't think there is a note which exists which is 5 beats. So I might need to go tie a, do this. It looks a bit funny, but I guess this is it. Or I'm going to make this into a 2-beat, a minim pause with another silent pause. That's kind of trendy sometimes. And make this into a dotted minim with a minim rest with a pause on it. That's kind of trendy. To finish on silence. Cool. All right, like that. I want to work on this section. A lot of the tidy up that I did at the end could apply here, so I might just do that as well. That looks bad. This looks bad. Okay, I'm going to continue in this section. Looking for bar lines. Okay, I think it's time to introduce a melody. Otherwise, it will sound like the intro is going on and on and on, and we don't want that. So, it's tranquil. We've set the scene on the first section. I think this is where we develop this figure, but outline a melody. So the same way that this same figure is kind of outlining a melody when the fire hits. So let's try that. Okay. Okay, I might just pause it there for now, and resume in a second. Alright, I've just switched locations just then. Family started waking up, so it makes it hard to focus when people are cooking their coffees and whatnot. Where did we get up to? We're looking at this. Got about half hour left. I need inspiration for a nice melody, a lakeside melody. I like these splashes. I want to add a few more here. Okay, it needs to head somewhere else. So we've set the scene in a slow, tranquil way. I think we need to gain a bit of momentum at this point. So I'm not going to go back to C, excuse me, C minor, because I think if we head to G minor, it just feels like we've moved somewhere. We've actually gotten somewhere. One thing I find is if you stay in the same tonality, same key, it tends to all sound the same. If you want to move on, you might want to move on with the harmonies as well. So I'm going to try a G minor section here. Let's just jot down a few notes. G minor. And so I'm okay with this figure. Oh gee, things are moving around. Let's bring it to G minor, which is B flat, which is 2 flats. Okay. Ah, right. I think my inspiration now, what comes to mind is I'm a little bit of a fan of Mendelssohn, and my browser pages are stuck. I don't know where they are. No. I think since I moved the computers, they decided to kill itself. So, looks like we're going to have to use our favorite recommended browser, which is Edge. Anyway, what came to mind was Mendelssohn Venetian Gondola Song. Let's see if it's on YouTube. Videos. Man, I hate using Bing or whatever. Yeah, Microsoft Bing. That's horrible. But let's see if we can find the score. Mendelssohn Venetian Gondola. This is the one. Just gonna mute that, not monetize them too much. Yeah, get rid of that. How annoying, hey. Alright, better not turn out a double ad, otherwise I'll be very cranky. Yay, we're here. Okay, so have a look at this. This is written by Mendelssohn when he was young, probably about 1860s-ish, I'm guessing. Let's see. Mendelssohn Songs Without Words. When did he write the set? Okay, 1845. Yeah. So it's more romantic, but the idea behind this piece is it's lyrical. There's a nice melody, and it's got the rowing boat idea on the bottom, which I quite like, and they use things like doubling in thirds. It evokes the sense of, you know, the waters kind of swaying, the boat rowing or swaying in the waters as well. And it's in G minor, which is why I thought of this piece. So the left hand figure makes it sound like the waters are waiting or swaying. Bit of ebb and flow here and there. Let's fast forward a bit. There's like a bell-like figure at the end. There it is. That's kind of cute. So I quite like the way that Mendelssohn composes these pieces because it's very clear and you can see why he does everything. There's section A again with a development. And his harmonies are reasonably simple, and he finishes on the same figure as the intro. And that bell-like figure ends the piece as well, as the, I suppose, the boat ride finishes. So, lovely piece. I think I'm going to draw from this piece. In my head, it's really sometimes quite hard to come up with something completely original. It's good to have inspirations. So, I'm going to do that in this section. First thing I'm going to do is think of a water rowing figure. Where are we right now? We are here. Okay, cool. So the first thing that comes to mind is I want to create some contrast with the first section. Let's just get rid of this web page. And cool. Alright, so working on the first section melody, drawing inspiration from Mendelssohn's Venetian Gondola. Okay, first thing that comes to mind is perhaps introducing a embedded melody in the left hand. What I've got in mind is I've used this figure a lot. I want to switch the notes around. Whoops. Okay, and this note becomes the inner melody. I think that's going to work quite well. So to draw it out, I will look for the articulations and chuck a tenuto there. Yeah, I like that. And we're still in 5, so I need to change that. My accuracy's gone down. Okay, here we go. Let's try this. Da, da, da. That's what I'm looking for. I reckon I'm just going to write the whole of the left hand and then fill in the right hand as an accompanying figure to add texture, add, you know, birds or wind or other things like that. I reckon that's what I'm going to do. So just wondering if it fits with my tranquil lake though. Where does the story turn? Yeah, this is like a cello melody. I like it. Okay. This is a little bit too close. Reminds me of what's that fella called? Oh, I forgot now. Big piece back in the 70s. Tubular Bells, Mike Oldfield. It's got that especially when you hear it in synthesized sounds. Great piece. Okay, where does the melody want to go? Da, do, re, mi, so, fa, mi, ti. Let's try that. Okay. Bum. I'm just thinking of how best to notate this, because in the past I've done some double beaming ideas to draw out the melody. Maybe I could do something similar. Let's try that. Okay. What if I head down to F here in the harmonies? I'm using the descending bass line too much, I reckon. Let's just check it out from the start. because this next section is also a descending bass line. I mean, maybe you can explain it by saying it's the development of the idea, but it's quite cliched, so I don't really want to do that. C. Let's head back uphill, and then a E flat, maybe. I'm just sorting out what the chord progression wants to be. I think with this piece, I'm happy working off progression. I know it sounds a bit like a pop song or something, but it gives me a structure to get this working. I don't like the rising thing. It's too early for a rising figure. Rising figures often work in the bridge where you're winding up the piece, so that you're winding it upwards, or you're finishing it off. It sounds a bit too much like a conclusion or a recap, or heading into the recap, whereas I'm just at the start, so I don't like it. I think let's try the descending figure again. Okay, this is a simple descending bass line. Not a fan, but let's try it. I should have descended to a D. Okay, what just came to mind is often these can be harmonized in thirds or tenths above. We might try that. Yeah, I think I will. I think I'm going to do a mirror image figure. Let's just do that first before we figure out everything else. So what I've got in mind is I want to do a contrary motion mirror image which meets on these key notes, D, E flat, and F. So D, B flat, and F. We're going to start on a high F. Let's try that. F. Okay. F to B flat to D, and then how else can we mirror it? It goes up a note. Let's go to G, B, E flat, B flat, and F, and B flat. Let's try that. Whoops. And we'll stick 10 U-toes on the middle, 3 notes. Kind of works. I need to solve the harmony question before I continue though, because it's just I don't want to keep digging if we don't have a big picture of where we're headed. I think D minor might be better. And we'll keep sinking downwards because the direction of this section is I want it to start getting into the... It needs to start sounding heavy. Let's sink downwards. Okay. Okay, so it's D minor. And sometimes these decisions don't have to be perfect. I think I've said that many times. C minor down to maybe an F chord, or I started on G minor, so it can be a D7 for a fifth, or an F chord, which is a fourth. Let's use the fourth so it's less powerful. F minor. F. Major. I reckon F major. Yeah, let's try that. Okay. I've got 10 minutes left. Let's try to finish this section. I want to play a really high A. We started on F, so let's go 2 steps higher on an A. There we go. add some sparkle to the water. Now, that's an F, so I want to go down to an A. A, let's try D. E flat. Instead of going continuing on with thirds, I'm going to add some sixth instead. It might be a good idea. So what if I harmonize it in sixth, in 6 plus 7, which is 13th, octave and sixth. Oops. Okay, so the idea is this note is in, this line is in sixth with what's below it. I need to be sixth apart from there, which is A to F. Let's go to F. F back to D minor, so maybe a C, which is a seventh of the D minor. Let's see if this bar works. I'm not a big fan of how high this is, because you start losing track of the intervals once it's too big. Let's go. Let's try that. Okay. Wait, that's an octave. That's not right. I needed this to be a sixth higher than F, which is a D. There we go. Sounds a bit like Canon in D or something. There's a bit which is you know, non-stop quavers. I don't want that vibe. But let's we'll change it up. It's not going to stay as non-stop quavers. It's just a working idea for now. I'm just going to focus on the left hand because I want a big picture to rewrite. Let's see if that works. Boom, doo, da, boom, da. Oh, it goes down to a low F. Darn, that's low. What if I... Okay. I like the sparseness of this because I think it still conveys the peacefulness of the lake. I've got 5 minutes left, so I need to hurry it. I wanted some parallel chords. I don't know why. I think it's because of Stravinsky's idea, but I think this will be pretty if it was just splashes of parallel chords. Let's try that. And that's where I can head. And then I think I want to loop this general idea again, at least the progression. So we'll copy that and that. Do 4 more bars of that. Okay. I needed to send quicker. F. Let's try that. Okay, so I reckon we're going to start adding a third layer in here. So, especially in clusters. I'm thinking of clusters. So there's 2 layers. We've got a high A. Let's go to a E flat up here. E flat. That's an E flat, so oops, these accents are all over. I mean, the tenutos are all over the place. Let's switch that up. Okay. Oof, that looks so wide. Ooh, that's cute. Let's try some of that. Let's do some splashes here. Let's start splashing it in. So over here, I might just introduce another note like that, and fits. I like the third layer, but I don't think the chords are currently right. C minor, we've got that already. Let's go down to that. Ah, okay, that might work. This might work. I do like this E flat, F and G as a little triad, a little, I don't know, built on seconds. Okay, then a big descending figure. Alright, well, I may have to finish up right there. So, glad you can come along with me in this journey. You can see things are shaping up though. Like, in terms of the big picture, I know I haven't added too much extra stuff, but ideas, first section, it looks reasonably pretty now. The second section, I'm starting to develop a melody. I still got a lot of work in the center with the development and the smoke, but the ending looks fine as well. Cool. Well, there we go. I might work on it a bit more later today. I hope you're enjoying your holidays as well, but looking forward to continuing this the next few days to get it done. It will be done before the end of the holidays. That's the pressure I'm putting on myself, so it should be a lot of fun. All right, well, catch you then.